Two brothers, 6 and 7 years old, are facing charges after police say they brought guns, one of which was loaded, on school grounds.
A Powell County man is accused of shooting his wife. Coming up, I'll tell you why his wife thinks there's a silver lining to this.
A group is trying to save a former Lexington bank from demolition. We'll explain why the building is the last of its kind in the city.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
They are awfully young. A 6 and a 7-year-old will be facing charges for what they brought to school today.
State police say the kindergartner and first grader showed up to DeWitt Elementary in Knox County with 2 guns, one of them loaded. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is tracking the investigation in our top story at 5.
Kentucky State Police had a presence here at DeWitt Elementary for most of the day. They were called after a student went to a teacher telling them that other students on his school bus had guns in their backpacks. This is a photo taken of the 2 guns, and police say the black one was loaded. It all started just after 7 o'clock this morning when a student told a teacher that some boys on the bus had showed other children the guns that were in their backpacks. We're told the boys in question are brothers ages 6 and 7, a kindergartner and a first grader. Police tell us the boys thought the guns were not actual weapons, but it's not clear how they were able to get a hold of them at home.
We believe that there was no intention of any harm. You're talking about a 6 and 7-year-old. We do not feel there was any intention to harm anyone at that school. These kids honestly thought they had toy guns. They did bring them from the residence at home, and you know, we're still looking into, you know, how did they get these guns.
It is state law that any time you bring a gun on school grounds, you will face felony charges. These children, while they are very young, will be charged. Much more on that at 6 o'clock. But for now, in Knox County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
School officials tell us as soon as they realize what happened, they put the school on a soft lockdown to secure the students and those weapons.
A woman ended up shot by her husband, but she says the whole thing has a positive side. Gary Morrison is charged with assault for last night's shooting at the couple's Powell County home. Today we talked to Morrison's injured wife about what happened. Our Sam Smith shows us why she says it's a relief he's now in jail.
Jan Morrison has been taking care of her husband, Gary Morrison, for several years. She says one positive out of this whole thing is that he can get the help he needs. She says for the past 10 years, her husband has been dealing with mental health issues, and over time, they've gotten worse. What happened last night was the worst it's been.
He's flared up before, but we've always worked it out, and but I can't work it out with the gun pointed at me.
Jan says she was shot in the side, and the bullet went in and out of her without hitting any vital organs. She says she was released from the hospital last night, and she's doing well considering what happened. Gary Morrison's citation says he told police he wanted to shoot her because she was trying to put him in a psychiatric hospital. She says she was just standing by the sink for a drink of water.
Came up behind me and stood there by the refrigerator and asked if I knew my nephew's phone number. So I turned around and looked at him, and then I noticed he had the gun pointed right at me and started saying, "Why did you cause all this stuff to happen to me?" Which I didn't, you know, it was just him not taking his medication.
Gary Morrison declined my request for a jailhouse interview. In Powell County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
State police are working with the sheriff's office on that investigation. Now the weather, we had a cooler and rainy day, but it's not going to stay that way for long.
No, it's not. The good news, we are looking at much better weather for the weekend and into next week. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here now with an early check of your forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Amber. Hi, Sam. Still got to get through some speed bumps this evening in the form of showers and some thunderstorms that are on the move across the entire area. That is the focus of the short term. Let's get into it with live First Alert Defender, show you what we have out there. And again, it's rounds of showers and hell-producing thunderstorms. The freezing level is so close to the ground that even in some of the stronger showers, you're getting some pea-sized hail. Look at this little thunderstorm that is really flaring up now on the Boyle and Lincoln County line. So between Danville through Junction City into downtown Stanford, It is really coming down. This is a noisy little storm as well, and you're likely hearing some hail hitting the rooftop. Right now, it's a small hail event, almost a little on the slushy side, too. You get into southeastern Kentucky, some hail-producing showers, Beattyville, up into Campton, into Wolfe County, a little farther to the north. Some general rains now showing up into sections of Rowan County, Bath County. Temperatures dropping into the 40s under the heavier bursts of rain. Lexington, we're okay now, though another round of some showers and storms lurking to our northwest. That's going to be riding toward the southeast, so Franklin County into Scott County, Versailles, and downtown Lexington. One more little noisemaker ready to come through over the next hour and change. That, again, may have some pea-sized hail. Look at the temperature trend. 60 with a little ray of sunshine, yet 48 degrees into Richmond and Moorhead as of now. Weather headline, storms end later this evening. Still looking at a good Derby weekend. And guys, when I come back, summertime shows up a little early in the 7-day forecast.
All right, sounds good, Chris. Thank you. An investigation into stolen bourbon could lead to more charges for one of the suspects. Ronnie Hubbard is one of 9 people indicted in the case out of Franklin County. According to a search warrant, police took his phone as part of their investigation and discovered child pornography on it. Hubbard isn't facing any additional charges yet, but Franklin County Sheriff Pat Melton tells us they have turned the evidence over to the Commonwealth's attorney.
A mother accused of driving under the influence with her children in the car says she's not guilty. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Knox County, where the Sarah Stamper was arraigned on DUI, reckless driving, and endangering the welfare of a minor charged today. Police say they arrested Stamper after her children called their grandmother for help. She's in jail on a $1,500 bond. If she posts bond, court officials say she cannot drive or be left alone with the children. In Letcher County, a man shot during a break-in is facing charges. State police say that J.B. Adams showed up at a home on Ridgeview Drive in the Dry Fork community and started beating on the doors and windows. Once he made it inside, we're told a man confronted him and shot him twice. He was taken to the hospital for treatment, then to jail. Adams is charged with burglary.
A piece of Lexington's history could soon be gone. The former People's Bank on South Broadway is set to be demolished to make way for a movie theater. There's a group making one last push to save the building. WKYT's Mark Barber shows us what they want to see happen.
Preservationists say this former People's Bank is an architectural gem. They tell me they are fighting to save the last example of mid-century modern commercial architecture in Lexington. Lucy Jones and others who are worried the bank could be destroyed today are standing by. Heavy machinery is also standing by. Jones says there were plans to move the 1960s era building from its spot on South Broadway to another area of the block. According to Jones, the Warwick Foundation wanted to move into the building. We're told the nonprofit planned to use the space as a gateway to downtown and would have called it the People's Portal. Then, 2 days ago, Jones says she got word that the bank would not be relocated. Instead, it would be destroyed to make way for a movie theater and entertainment complex. A demolition permit was issued by the city yesterday, clearing the way for the owner of the bank, Langley Properties, to demolish the building within 30 days. Those who want to preserve the building are now appealing to the bank's owner.
The relationship that he's forged with the people who want to save the building, we think has been an excellent model of what owners and developers and community organizations can do when we all combine our efforts to save something. We're not sure about this recent change of heart, but we're just very much hoping that he will change his mind.
Mayor Jim Gray says his proposed budget includes funding to help relocate the bank. However, he says the city cannot stop the demolition of the bank because it's owned by a private company. In Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
We tried to contact Langley Properties, but we're told that their decision makers have been tied up in meetings today. Well, he is expected to be a first-round pick when the NFL draft begins tonight, but former UK football player Bud Dupree is looking forward to more than just a career in the pros.
Our Lee K. Howard is in Chicago for the draft to explain.
Well, no doubt Bud Dupree will significantly help out his bank account tonight when he's selected in the NFL draft. He's about to get paid, but at 6'4", 270 pounds, even Bud knows it's important not to disappoint mama. And that's one of the main reasons why he elected to finish out his final semester at UK and earn his college degree. It's something that's very important to him.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be graduating May 9th, so everybody come out to the graduation.
Why was that important for you to get your college education?
Just being the first in my family to graduate from college. Go to a 4 years. It's no need to go to a university, a 4-year university as great as Kentucky and not graduate. So it's always great to have the paper to say I graduated from the University of Kentucky and take me a long way in life.
He's earning his college degree and walking across that stage in Lexington on May the 9th. But tonight, he's walking across the stage to shake the Commissioner Roger Goodell's hand after being selected in the NFL draft. Should be a big couple of weeks for Bud. Here in Chicago, I'm Lee K. Howard, WKYT.
UK fans are cheering him on, and you can see the first round of the NFL draft at 8 o'clock tonight on ESPN.